There you have it, the port of La Habana falling apart. We just arrived and we're having a great time. Breakfast, here is Edel from Cuba, who was the most generous host a country could ever have. I really enjoyed this young man. A few more lines, and now we're heading out from the cruise ship onto the immigration in La Habana and onto the streets. Right off the bat, we get greeted by a 1950 something Chevrolet and a very, very tall policeman directing the traffic. And here, the contrast with America. Mind that La Habana is a very, very old city. It goes back to the 1500s. And as such, it will have very old Spanish-looking buildings and alleyways that are very narrow. They pose, and you pay them a little money, which they need. And just keep on minding your own business. Here, more construction, which is very, very enjoyable. Appreciate that the buildings behind are literally falling apart. Ambulance sellers are not in abundance, but they're present. And there's a lot of restaurants in the streets. Even though this is just a cafe and it seems empty, it really is not. The streets are busy and the people there, everybody's doing something someplace. When they stand by the parks, they're great at socializing. They love each other's company. They love to talk forever. Cannonballs put to use. And a short reminder that Simón Bolívar indeed was a liberator of the people. Everything in Cuba is under restorations. The streets have been really improved and there's a lot of work to be done. Here we have a young lady barely with a job. And here's another man earning a living just selling whatever little thing. A musician by the street, very common. And of course, restaurants everywhere. This man, for example, was trying to earn a living just by posing. While the country is fairly secular, there's very little religion. The Catholic religion is still present, but less so than in other places. The world in Cuba came to a stop in 1959, 1960. You can see a mixture of cars, old cars, and horses, and perfectly well-preserved American cars, for which they can still get parts. Here you have buildings that show the laundry, a busy taxi, bicycle taxi, a very old car, and a man selling food on the store, just like an ambulance. While La Habana is the capital of the city, there's hardly any crime despite the population. And the police is present, but there is no city police. All the police is from the state, from the federal government.